Hello to all my dear sisters and brothers. I hope you're doing well. I ask my higher spirit to be with me in this conversation, to be within me, and that what comes out of my mouth is nothing but the truth. Hello. Today, based on the consultations I had last week, I decided that we should talk about self-love because most of the problems I discuss with others, I feel, stem from this lack of self-love and the expectations we consequently have from others. Like, why am I not getting the results from what I'm doing? And I decided to start with the same list as before, because there are thousands of points about self-love. I wrote down a few of them here to remember, at least. I'll tell you the essential and foundational things. And then maybe in future videos, we'll talk about other things as well. As I said, there are thousands of issues that we need to find within ourselves to achieve peace and happiness. And this doesn't happen without self-love. And here, I'm not talking about narcissism at all. Narcissism is exactly the opposite of love for me, love for oneself. Before I start, I wanted to thank all of you for the beautiful comments you leave. I love you all too. I kiss your hearts. And I really don't exist without you all. I am grateful to you. Thank you for being so kind, so nice, and what do they say? Full of love towards me. And what you say about me is really within yourselves too. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe so you can watch my weekly videos. So let's get started. First, self-love is self-respect. Without respecting myself and equally respecting others, it's impossible for me to give myself true love and the message I send to the world with my actions, with my behaviors, is that I am not for sale. You cannot buy me with flattery, with status, with money, with the title of a certain job, or by marrying someone who has something or is someone. This is the first thing we need to consider. Have I sold myself somewhere? And this is the price I am paying for that selling out that I did. I sold my character. I sold my body. I sold my status. I did something for money. And. So the first thing is, and please today take a notebook and write these down. And at the end, leave in the comments for me how much percent you love yourself and in what percentages, in what areas you need to work on yourself. And when you reach the conclusion that you have these at 100%, I promise you won't have any problems in life. You won't have relationship problems. We won't have stress problems. So let's start now. See if these points I'm mentioning are present in you or not. Is it 10%? Not at all. 20%, 90%, or hopefully 100%. But it's hard. It's hard for a person to have 100%, and they have to work on themselves to reach that perfection, which I don't expect from anyone. I am the creator of my own life. I am the author of my own book. I am the author of my own destiny. I am the producer of that movie. I am the creator of that film. That is shaping my life. The second thing is self-confidence. It's impossible to achieve success if you don't have self-confidence. In other words, self-confidence is necessary in everything. And if you don't have it, or if due to incorrect upbringing by family, society, or school, you've somehow lost your self-confidence, try to regain it. Self-confidence is the greatest tool. It's the most important tool that we need to strengthen within ourselves. And no one else can help us increase our self-confidence. Rather, I have to build it within myself. Another point is whether I have control over my mind and my life, and whether I manage my life or not. Or am I dependent on someone else? Can I trust my thoughts? And instead of my thoughts guiding me, can I guide my thoughts? And this will not happen unless I listen to my heart. Do you have control over your mind and your life? Please, if you liked all of this, or if you have any questions, write them in your comments for me. Someone who has control, has confidence, and loves themselves, never mocks others. They respect others. If I love myself, instead of laughing at people and mocking them, I laugh with people about what? About the things we create for ourselves in our daily lives. Personally, I make or have made so many silly mistakes in a day that I have enough jokes to tell about myself. So there's no reason for me to mock you. And let's start laughing together over the little things, not really mocking and criticizing others. Another subject that's very prominent, someone who loves themselves, gives time to friendships, gives time to new acquaintances, gives time to a plan that's in their life, and gives time to choosing a new partner. Meaning, if I am a woman looking for a partner, the first condition is not to rush. Jumping to say, I want a husband now, and this guy is very suitable for me, and showing a different side of myself just to catch him. This catching brings nothing But misery for me, I might be happy in the first year, but in the following years, I find myself trapped in the prison of that marriage or bond. And then depression comes, hopelessness comes, complaints come, and dissatisfaction with myself and those around me. One of the things that, unfortunately, women think is the key to success and that they can easily catch a man this way. Sexual relationship, because at first, a man looks at whether he can have a sexual relationship with this woman or not. He doesn't fall in love. A man doesn't fall in love. A man first considers whether he can sleep with this woman or not. And as a woman, if I don't love myself, I go and sleep with this guy after 2 meetings. And that's the beginning of misery. It means no man respects a woman like that because I rushed without knowing what's going on in that person's mind, without knowing what's in that person's heart. Who is this person anyway? I went and shared the most private part of my body with him. And on the other hand, men. A man who loves himself, a man who respects himself should never expect to sleep with that woman. On the first, second, third, or fifth time, he should not have this expectation, and he doesn't. The one who loves himself, the one who respects his character, the one who is looking to find a lifetime partner, to find a real life partner. For a lifetime, he never thinks about this issue because there are other places where he can honestly go and say that he wants someone. For sexual relations, the woman also agrees and they have sexual relations together. There is nothing wrong with it because they agreed with each other. But we are guessing about self-life, love. We do not respond to such a relationship. If I love myself, we need time, at least 3 months. If you ask me, 3 to 9 months, you should give yourself time. Date this man or woman and go out together. Even if it's after 3 months, sleep in the same room together. But don't get too close because it completely destroys the relationship that should be built. Soul to soul, piece to piece, body to body, mind to mind, heart to heart. It doesn't even get to that point. Then the sexual issue arises. Sexual pleasure arises. And then it ends because the relationship wasn't mutual. And in the meantime, respect for both will be lost. So at least give it time to the relationship you started and feel that this person might be a good partner for your entire life. Don't ruin it. Most of the counseling sessions I've had since last month are about women and a few men telling me that they found the partner they liked. At first, it was really good, then it went bad. Or they left, or they don't pay attention to me anymore, or they don't answer my calls, or they don't want to see me anymore. Because you started too soon. Because it's like you got on a bus and you haven't come out of your previous relationship yet, or you haven't divorced, or you haven't broken up. You haven't separated from that friendship. You're on a bus. You want to go from one handle to another. Whereas a proper relationship, a healthy connection, is one where I don't think of it as a handle. I don't have a home right now. I'm looking for a man. I have sexual needs right now. I'm looking for a man. I feel like my friends have gotten married. I haven't. So I jump from this handle that didn't work before to grab another handle. No, I need to be able to stand and completely end my previous relationship. Ending it doesn't mean not seeing the person. It means not thinking about the memories anymore, not feeling jealous of that person anymore, not to have love, despair, and longing to end it within myself and come to the conclusion that this person was not suitable for me, and then enter another relationship to start another friendship with someone else, not to start something else before ending this one, to enter something else. Yeah. It shouldn't be in a promiscuous manner. I mean, when you are going, it's like when you are taking a job, how you dress properly and go for an interview. The first time should be like this, not in a rigid way. You can joke. You can be playful. You can have fun. But don't talk about your personal life, at least in the first 5 sessions. My problem is this. My ex-boyfriend did this. I did such and such. I mean, all that. You didn't go there as a psychologist. You went to have a good time with someone else, to know a little about you and a little about the other person. If a man goes on a date and starts saying, my wife cheated on me and I left her, well, you're not ready yet because you don't even know why your wife cheated on you. That's the question itself. Why should I get into a relationship with a man whose wife cheated on him? Because infidelity doesn't happen overnight. Infidelity has a period before it reaches that point. And if a woman or a man wasn't aware of this process, then they were completely lost. In this regard, they weren't present in their life at all. They weren't in the relationship. They didn't have an understanding of their partner. So as soon as you finish dinner, leave this person, because this person is talking about their previous relationship. And since I love myself, I won't enter such a relationship because I'm looking for a healthy relationship. And if I start with someone like this, in 2 years, I'll end up in the same place that this man or woman has reached in this relationship. In initial relationships, it's better for someone who loves themselves to have boundaries, meaning they don't go beyond a certain point and don't let anyone into those boundaries, even in social settings. If I love myself, when I say I enter a party, I socialize with everyone, I might even show a little feminine charm, which is very beautiful. But this charm is not to win over any man. I'm like this even among girls. When I'm at home, alone, eating with my child, I have this charm. So it's not artificial. It's a part of my being. It's a part of my femininity. The same goes for men. A man has a masculine demeanor. He doesn't make vulgar jokes. He doesn't say offensive things. Whether it's the first date, or in life, or with a friend he's been with for 50 years. There are boundaries. And it's nice when someone goes out, talks, laughs, and jokes with everyone. But jokes have boundaries too. And for someone like me who loves myself, woe to anyone who takes the joke too far, because that's when I make them regret it for the rest of their life, for stepping too soon. Here, this wasn't your place, because you aren't a competent person. I treated the 80-year-old lady the same way I treated you, but your mind was dirty, and you thought you could step closer. If every woman and every man has these boundaries for themselves, I promise you that they love themselves and respect themselves. And no one will play games with this person. When I wear an extremely revealing outfit, I'm showing off the parts I'm proud of as a woman, because men like it. I'm signing up for it. What am I saying? I'm signing up in a group where I'm selling myself. I have nothing here. I have nothing in my personality. I'm presenting myself here. And you need this in the market. So that's where you've signed up in the wrong place and should expect a reaction. And later, next year, 2 months later, don't complain that this guy did everything and left me. What did you give to that guy? What signals did you give? Well, that guy came with your signals. And this relationship won't last long. But having positive energy wherever you go is infinitely beautiful. I can't go on a date with someone when I'm full of negative energy. Sorry, but today my hair is really a mess. They tell you your outfit is nice. No, this outfit is really old and I don't like it. I wore it by accident. I'm usually much prettier than this. But today I didn't do my makeup. I mean, negative, negative, negative. So why did you even come out? The message you send to society when you go to a party. If someone compliments you on how beautiful you look today, the answer is, thank you. Thanks. Not that I'm not as beautiful as I should be today. Today now. These show that you are completely lost. I don't know what it's called in Persian. I don't have self-esteem. Or I do. Oh, I'm being self-deprecating. These are not appealing at all. These are not beautiful. These are not attractive. You just say thank you and don't explain that it rained. And my hair got wet. I didn't have rain, and my hair is always prettier than this. Let's leave these aside. A person who loves themselves in any form. When they come out of the shower, not the toilet, their hair is wet. They came out of the sea. They came out of the bathroom. It's the same. There's no difference. Using the toilet and getting dressed doesn't give me character. I accept and love myself in any form I am. And if you don't like it, I'm not performing for you. I don't dance to your tune. You're the one who needs to accept me. And this is where the issue of choice comes in. Unfortunately, many are waiting to be chosen because they have nothing, because they feel others are more than they are, because they lack confidence. I won't sit down if I love myself. I wait for someone to choose me, but I see the world in a way that I have all kinds of choices because I am a gem coming into someone's life. So I have the right to choose. I'm not a stone by the roadside. That goes with whoever picks me up. I am, in essence, a gem, a piece of diamond that brings happiness to others. I have value. That's why a diamond is locked behind a showcase. And not everyone can buy it unless they pay for it. So I choose you. And if you are worthy, you will pay my price. And this payment is not really material. We're not talking about that. We are talking about values. The next issue is self-care, meaning how I take care of myself. It doesn't matter if I'm alone at home for a month. If I love myself, I wear the same simple clothes, the same simple pajamas, clothes in which I feel comfortable. And I'm just as clean and tidy so that if someone opens the door and sees me, I don't quickly cover myself and say, oh no, it's a bad time for you to see me now. I make myself beautiful for myself. And again, beauty is not in putting on makeup, doing your hair, or wearing expensive clothes. Just with the same simple pajamas. But I'm clean. My surroundings are clean. My workspace is clean. My bedroom is clean. I don't make my bed just because someone is coming over. I clean my bed because when I want to go to bed at night, I enjoy pulling back the sheets and sleeping in a nice place. I don't do this for guests. And I don't do it for my partner either. Even if I'm alone at home for a month, I do it for myself. Likewise, my work desk, even if there are 4 files, there they are. My coffee has been sitting since the night before last. My life is here. My 2 lipsticks are also on my desk. This shows that my mind is cluttered. I lack management. I don't have control over myself. How can I add another partner to myself? Raise 4 more kids? First, I need to learn how to manage my environment. My ecosystem, my home, my bedroom, even my own bathroom, my kitchen, my desk. Now, whether the house is big or small doesn't matter at all. Even just my own room. Keep it clean and tidy. And not turn my car into a public trash can. I should keep my car clean because I have enough respect for myself. that when I get into my car, I want it to smell nice. I like not having burger wrappers and this and that in my car. So I can sit and enjoy starting my morning in a clean car. This is self-love. This means I love myself. The brand of my car doesn't matter at all, as long as it has 4 wheels. It's my car, and I love it. Objects have energy. If you just throw light on objects like that, if you don't care about your car, if you don't care about your computer, if you don't clean your glasses, if you don't wash your soda glass, these things have energy. The kitchen cabinet has energy. The clothes you throw somewhere and don't hang up, the day you came, it has an energy. And if we can connect with the energy of objects, the energy of teams, the energy of inanimate things, we will appreciate everything we have. The car that I didn't care about, I didn't change its oil. I parked it in a hurry somewhere and hit something. How do you expect it to serve me for years to come? So let's feel the energy of objects and appreciate them. This car is not the latest model. The latest computers don't work in it. Its GPS, for example, is basic, but it works for me now. It takes me here and there. So I should respect it just as much as I respect someone from whom I want to get a job. That's how much respect my secondhand car deserves. And another issue is being smart and clever. Nobody likes a clumsy person. A lot of these doll-like women, whom I call lazy, women, every task they say, can you give that to me? Can you do this for me? Or even to their man, can you bring this for me? I can't go and lift that thing. A little bit of femininity is okay. We shouldn't lift heavy things in front of a man because it undermines his masculinity. Let the man lift it. But I'm clumsy. You see, my mom wasn't around today. I didn't know what to do. Nobody likes a clumsy woman. Nobody likes a clumsy man. If I love myself, I need to have a kind of cleverness and intelligence to quickly handle this task right now, today, in this situation, without consulting, without deciding with anyone, without anything. I need to be smart enough, clever enough, and sharp enough to take action on my own without consulting anyone and get this done. Even if this task is my colleague's job, my sister's job, or my husband's job. For now, I need to show my own capability. These are the things that show you love yourself. You don't underestimate yourself. It's not cleverness to rely on everyone for help. Because I don't know how to do this. I can't do that. I haven't done it before. This task is not worthy of me. All of these hold you back. They all show that you're missing something. You don't love yourself enough. You see yourself as less. And the next issue is respect in my words. If I make a promise, I must keep that promise. A promise isn't like in America where, until a lawyer signs, and I haven't read the page. So I am committed to this word. I am committed. When I make a promise to someone, this promise can be to a child. It's more important for everyone. I promised a child, I will take you to such and such a place today. This commitment, this pact that you made should never be broken because I respect myself, because I love myself. I made a promise to myself. I put my dignity on the line here. I put my entirety on the line and promised a child, or promised a very respectable lady, or promised my father, or promised the company manager that I will do this task. So I must do this task. This is the respect I have for myself. No law is going to come and stop me, but I broke myself. I didn't keep the promises I made to myself. I promised to be somewhere at 6 o'clock and then said it's just a party. I'll go at 7. It's completely disrespectful to the host, completely disrespectful to myself. My status doesn't elevate if I arrive late. Others have to wait. An hour for me to show up so we can eat dinner. This is not respect. This is my own smallness, making others wait. I unfortunately and unintentionally completely ruin the host's meal and show up late. So, the trust that I gain from you by keeping my promise is one of the most fundamental things that I love about myself. You should be known for the fact that if I make a promise, I won't break it unless I announce it beforehand. If I have to be somewhere at a certain time and I don't make it, you will see a text from me saying that I'm stuck in traffic. I'm caught up. I can't come. And we need to make this part of our daily habits. To whom did I make a promise? To myself or to others? I must stand by my word. And respect. Unfortunately, respect is often misinterpreted in cultures. Respect is not about calling all men, sir, and all women, ma'am. That doesn't mean anything at all. Personally, I feel more organized when I don't call someone sir or ma'am. But there are some people who, for reasons of age, personality, or the relationship I have with them, will always remain sir and ma'am to me. But with someone I'm getting close to, with someone I'm becoming friends with, the terms sir and ma'am are no longer relevant. You are lying. You don't stick to your word. But you call that lady ma'am. Don't call that lady ma'am. Call her by her name. But stand by your word. That's respect. And become. Our tone is one of the things that immediately shows how much I love myself. When my tone is defensive, it has an aggressive tone. Why did you do this to me? This completely shows that there is something wrong with me. Something doesn't align with me. It's nothing about you. I don't accept myself. I'm having a bad day today, which is why I'm speaking to you with this aggressive tone. That anger came from somewhere else. In my tone, with my greeting to you, I'm conveying, well, what do you mean? This tone indicates that I don't value myself at all. But if I speak with composure and calmness, and I don't accuse you of anything, you're not to blame for my accident. Before I came to see you, my tone is calm. My tone is with tranquility, because none of my accidents are problems, or what I had with the landlord, or was in court, has anything to do with you. The argument I had with my spouse has nothing to do with the salesperson I'm standing in front of. So, in the text, in my harsh tone, there is something hidden that says I don't like myself and complained. Some people are always complaining. You go to get your nails done. The person is just complaining, half an hour to an hour, about how bad life is and what my partner has done to me. My kid did this. My mom did this. My cousin did this. We just complain. Complaining indicates that I have no control. I guess I don't really like myself very much at all. Life has its ups and downs. One day it's cloudy, the next day it's sunny. But I take this with me and call a friend who has always been patient and start talking about all the mess that's piled up from the mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, neighbors, and from the high school and elementary school principal. I come and unload all of this on one or two of them and then hang up the phone and say, phew, I feel so relieved. For example, when I talk to you, I feel very relieved. Exactly. You dumped your mess on me. You hung up and left. You didn't call on the day. You were celebrating and having fun. You call me for something. You call your friends. When you're overwhelmed, and your idea of friendship is that because they're your friend, you can dump everything on them and feel relieved and unburdened. It's like I went to a psychologist and talked, and they patiently listened. These are reasons why you don't love yourself. The next issue is balance. Nothing from the outside can disturb the balance of someone who loves themselves. Today, an incident happened at my child's school, and suddenly, it's like an earthquake hit, and I mix everything up because something I didn't like has come into my life. The skill is in how I handle what comes from the outside. It might be an earthquake. It might be a fight. It might be an accident. I should not lose my peace and balance and be able to gather my thoughts in silence. What, in your opinion, is the most optimal shortcut the most optimal short path to choose in order to solve this problem. And I should do it without waiting for anyone and regardless of what happens, like getting overly happy or getting overly sad. I shouldn't lose myself over these things either. I mean, don't suddenly start from a really great piece of news. Don't mess everything up. Don't show too much excitement. And the same goes for bad news. Don't suddenly call everyone. Don't spread bad news to everyone and drive them crazy. I have balance. I am aware, as a person who loves themselves, knows that this person is safe through their source, and this has happened to me. So I can experience how I can deal with this issue, with this incident that has happened to me. Deal with it, negotiate with it. How to show my reaction. So, don't lose your temper too much. Don't get too angry. Don't get too happy either. Try to always be in a positive and correct state, and this ensures that those around you are calm and can find a solution peacefully if a house catches fire. Not that one person is looking for someone who has fainted, another has fallen here, another has had a heart attack, and another's heart has stopped. So balance is one of the things that happens automatically with self-love. It means it comes into your body because you have a connection with your soul, and your soul wants to experience this with peace. The things that happen to us are not to disrupt us, but to elevate us, whether good or bad. And I have to look at the situation this way. This has happened. It's a kind of experience. Today I am Mina, 1 day old. My age is 1 day because I haven't experienced today yet. And the horizon is open for good or bad. But in my mind, I don't imagine anything as bad. I think everything will turn out well. Everything is like a cinema, like a movie we are watching. There are bad events in it. There are good events too. But I am aware that this is for the growth of my spirit. It's an experience. I have to go and do it. So be kind to yourself and others. Kindness can truly work miracles within a person. My kindness to others, my kindness to myself. All these unkindnesses are not from this person or that person. The unkindnesses I do to myself come from the unkindnesses I have done to myself. It has nothing to do with the outside. I did this to myself. I brought this upon myself. So be kind to yourself. Someone who loves themselves develops qualities that first gain the trust of others. One of the greatest attributes is that when someone who loves themselves enters a gathering, without any reason, without knowing the person, you trust them. because that person has confidence in themselves. I can't give you something I don't have. If I don't have confidence in myself, I can't give you confidence. If I don't have bread in my hand, I can't give you bread. If I don't have water in the bottle, I can't promise you water. If I don't have love, I can't give you love. So when someone who loves themselves enters a gathering, they stand out among the crowd, even if there are 100 people sitting in one place in a large hall. A person who walks with confidence, has no anger, loves themselves. And this face remains unforgettable among 100 people. That is, among 100 people, when you leave from there, the next day you want to tell your friend who was there, you might not remember 58 of them at all, who they were, and what did they even look like? What were they wearing? What was their build? Were they a man or a woman? You don't know anything about them. But you might completely remember 2 people. That is, they stand out because they are in the spotlight. You remember them. You say, there was a gentleman. He was very dignified and very polite. He behaved with composure. There was a lady who was very at ease. She was sitting there, but she had a calmness about her. And it made you feel a sense of closeness. You feel like you've known her for years. These are things that come back around when I love myself. These are the things that are reflected, the energies that come out of me. And if someone feels like they're not sociable, or people don't like to spend much time with them, or people don't like them, or they frequently change partners, because the vibration they're giving off is that I don't love myself. I'm dissatisfied with myself. I'm angry with myself. Well, if you don't love yourself, you don't accept yourself. You consider yourself guilty. You see yourself as less. How do you expect me to love you? So start by identifying your own flaws. Why don't I love myself? It's like they say, what comes out of the pitcher is what is inside it. We emit the same vibrations and energies that we have within us. If I don't have love for myself, I can't give love to anyone else. The next issue. The issue is exploitation. You should do to others what you would like them to do to you. An example that can easily convey my point. There are some people who believe that when you enter their house, you should take off your shoes. It can't get any simpler than that. But the same person comes to your house for a big party and doesn't take off their shoes because others haven't. It's not about whether I accept this custom or not. But this is respect for myself. If the homeowner wants me to take off my shoes, that homeowner, when they come as a guest to my house, that same person, not other people, people who don't take off their shoes in their own homes, aren't at fault. But the one who believes that you should take off your shoes in their house, When you come to their house, it doesn't matter if 50 other guests aren't wearing shoes. They should take off their shoes out of respect for their own belief. Now, the issue of exploitation. Everything is permissible for me, but if you do it, it's wrong for me. We should never exploit anyone under any circumstances. It doesn't matter whether we know that person or not. It doesn't matter whether that person allows me to exploit them or not. Because some people really leave their doors open and allow exploitation. But what is my limit? Whether it's material exploitation. If someone has money, it doesn't mean everyone should go to them and say, you have money. Now, can you help me here? Can you buy this for me? This for me now, because I don't have it. And you do. Utter selfishness. Because if that person with money wants to help, they will choose to help you. It's not me who should go. Begging. Begging is no different whether you sit on the street or go to a wealthy relative and ask them for money. And if you were forced to do this, that person must be completely satisfied, and the promises you make to them should not only be fulfilled 100%, but doubled 200% to compensate that person for having once pulled you out of the mud. And they shouldn't have done it. These are the traits of someone who loves themselves. Does. For themselves. As a result, material exploitation, sexual exploitation, exploiting someone's position because they're a relative, all these are in the path of narcissism, but in the path of self-love. Someone who loves themselves is not seeking others' approval. When I enter a place and a woman tells me that this dress doesn't suit me, I easily say, I'm sorry, it's not your taste, but I'm comfortable in it. Or suddenly, without reason, someone tells you one day that you look very beautiful. And then you see they have a request. These are for those who are exploitative. And these help us with self-awareness and to see if there's something like that in me, to eliminate it. The approval or disapproval of someone should not interfere in your life decisions in any way. Because if I overly accept the opinion of the one who approves of me, I rise up and become happy. In fact, I lose myself. And the same person can bring me completely down to earth tomorrow by not approving of me and saying a negative sentence about me So be careful that the approval of others makes you happy to a balanced extent, or accept it as criticism. And if you accept it, change it within yourself. Because a friend might criticize you. Instead of attacking them, opposing them, or defending yourself, or letting it overly lower your confidence, look at it as criticism. And if you see they're saying something correct, it's a friend who wants the best for you. They want what's good for you. So change it, but not with excessive praise, with flattery, with too many compliments, with too many denials. Let's not go up and down. It's within you that must confirm whether I'm doing my job right, or if I'm doing it wrong. The next issue is the issue of imitation. When I imitate someone, it means I don't like myself. I don't like being this way. I want to be like someone else. It means I love a stranger outside of myself more than I love myself. And anyone who imitates cannot fully love themselves because they have lost their creative power. They don't realize that they are a unique creation. It means there is no one else in the world exactly like me. I am unique. And when I take pride in being one of a kind, I know my own values. Why should I imitate? When Michelangelo paints something that is in a museum, it is one of a kind. Why should I go and paint like Michelangelo? Because even if I exhaust myself, my painting will not be more beautiful than Michelangelo's, and I will not become Michelangelo. But I can create my own style as a different painter, make a different painting. These indicate that someone who imitates others lacks creative power. And someone who lacks creative power is not connected to their own soul. And someone who is not connected to their own soul does not love themselves. They do not accept themselves because they have not discovered themselves. If each of us discovers ourselves, we are a masterpiece of creation. Each one of us is a masterpiece of creation. But the material world has brought us to a point where I'm not satisfied with my eyes. I'm not satisfied with my nose. I'm not satisfied with my body. I'm not satisfied with my car. I'm not satisfied with my house. I have to go and compete with others. So appreciate yourself. If you want to love yourself, from each and every strand of your hair, from your little fingernail, have an operation. Admire it. Love it. Be grateful for it. Say, this is me with all this package I come with, and I am lovable because I am pure inside. Because I don't feel jealous of anyone. I don't feel competitive with anyone. I am a tulip that is different from a rose. All the flowers in a garden are beautiful, but each has its own unique scent, its own unique shape, its own unique season. But we have never seen two trees competing with each other. At least learn from the trees. Trees don't wake up in the morning and say, "This tree has grown taller than me today. It was planted last year. Now it's taller than me. Now it has more leaves than me." We are all unique. My growth should progress with my nature. And I can't exhaust my resources. If one tree has more leaves than mine, that other tree has more peaches than I do. And if we can really learn from nature, we won't engage in these competitions and self-torment anymore. I love myself, whether I'm short, whether I'm tall, whether I'm fat, whether I'm thin, whether I'm white, whether I'm black. This is who I am. But no one is exactly like me. I am unique. And I deserve to respect myself. And the next issue, one of the most ridiculous and, in my opinion, Buddhist things, is for someone to ask another person how much they earn, or where they bought something, or how they made it, and how much they benefit from it. This is an extremely personal matter and outside the bounds of etiquette. But if we go back to today's topic, which is love, if I love myself, I don't allow myself to pry into someone else's business, to see how much they earn monthly. Why would I even want to know? At the core of the matter, the depth of it, is that I want to see if I'm more valuable, or they are. Am I smarter, or are they? Am I more successful, or are they? Otherwise, why would I ask, how much is your salary? Why should I need to know how much your salary is? It's not related to me at all. Your bank account has nothing to do with me. And the only reason is competition. The reason is not liking myself. And the next issue is asking about age. A young lady. You see a lady who is older. She is prettier than herself. She has a better figure than herself. She is more eloquent than herself. Then she gets into a state of wondering why she isn't like that. Then she says, "Oh, I'm young. I am proud. I'm younger. I have priority over that person because I'm young." And she starts asking others' ages. "How old are you?" Or she calculates how long, for example, you've been here. How long? Until she finds the egg thieves herself. Until she finds out the answer to the deal about how old this lady is. The reason I just want to know your age is simply to get a sense. If you are above me, and I'm thinking whether I still have time to become you in 10 years. No, you won't. You have your own life. You are a palm tree. I am a tulip. We have no relation to each other. And the issue of age is completely ridiculous. Many people asked me last week what the meaning of birth certificate age is. Birth certificate age, the age of our entry into the field, based on the chart and sign that we have. Because according to my mission, I had to be born in this year, in this month, on this day, at this hour. It's like we're all going to Japan for a mission. We work for an organization. We go on different airplanes. At the airport, you arrive at 2:50. Someone else is coming from Australia. They arrive at 3. Another person is coming from Turkey. They arrive at 2. Our arrival time is the basis, and this has become the standard by which the controllers can play with our minds. There is no such thing as time. They injected these into us because they want to sell their drugs, because they want us to remain unaware of our own abilities and powers. They have made age a very important issue and ingrained it in each of our minds. That once you pass 50, it's time for you to go. Your passport is in your hand. You're leaving. 60 years old, 70 years old. I allow myself to get sick, not to exercise, not to do youthful activities, not to dance, not to sing, not to be happy, not to go on picnics, not to go hiking. Why? Because I'm 60 years old and then 70. I allow myself that if I'm tired and can't walk, they take me on my wheelchair because I've gotten old. I can't walk anymore. My children have to take me here and there. I can't do my shopping because I've gotten old. After 80, we feel guilty for living because my quota is over. I have to live with pills and medicine. I bring no joyful things into my life. If I'm very lucky, I'll live to be 90. But illness is a part of our life. This is all brainwashing. As I mentioned before, our age, our physical age, has an age that has nothing to do with chronological age. The age of your cells. And this goes back to the discussion I had in the previous video about parami. Where did you use your parami? A 20-year-old girl might have used up all her parami. On what? On modeling, envying, competing, just being beautiful, being a doll-like woman. And her grandmother's cells might be younger because she never competed, because she never envied. So we have a physical age, and then we have a spiritual age. I really don't know what it is in Persian. Spirit. Someone's spirit is young. Someone's spirit is also old. You see an 18-year-old girl, how old her spirit is. And then a 60-year-old woman, 70 years old, 90 years old. You see how sweet she is, how alive she is, how full of life she is. It's her spirit. Something she sees in herself. The positive energy that we take from her. And this spirit, excuse me, stays with us. The spirit is our soul, meaning even when we go to the other world, we keep our spirit. And then we have a spiritual age. So by calculating all the emotional age, spiritual age, physical age, spirit age, all these bodies, the 5 bodies we have. And according to Barak, we have 7 bodies. These make up our personality. And when you love yourself, your age doesn't matter to you at all. You don't age daily at all. You might even become younger because your goals are completely different. Your standards are different. The next issue, providing service. One of the things that bothers us. And again, this is very common in my counseling sessions. I sacrificed my whole life for my kids. I sacrificed my whole life for this man, and then he left me. I gave my whole life to this friend. I raised him. I showed him the way. I found a job for him. And now he doesn't even look at me. The meaning of serving, again, is a kind of brainwashing that exists within us. And if it does, bring it out of yourself and say, I serve this person. For what reason? I served to buy their friendship. I served to become the wife of this rich man and take his money. I served. In fact, I sold myself to immigrate to this country. I served on Instagram to gain followers. And elite. I tricked because my only intention was to gain followers. Or I sacrificed myself for my mother. My mother was sick. I spent my whole life sitting by her side and serving her. Or I made my wife a person. My wife had nothing at all. I gave her residency. I made her wealthy. I made her own everything. If you serve someone who loves themselves, they serve. Without expecting anything in return, you do good. And then let it go. If your service is of the kind that I serve, and this person might come to my house. I play for them, sit down, cook my food, do all my tasks, so they have a good time, and leave without saying goodbye. Not even say thank you. I didn't serve for the sake of thanks. I served based on my own character because I believed that anyone who comes to my home should be well taken care of. Because doing this makes me happy. If there is expectation in serving, it leads to disappointment. And expectation of service equals disappointment, violence, and low self-esteem. Without us knowing, we know it inside ourselves. That I married this person because I thought I would find comfort, and it didn't end up that way. What a fool I was to choose my life partner based on materialism. What a fool I was to choose my life partner based on keeping up with others. And this is where I need to make myself aware that I have a deficiency. I lack the ability to love myself. Next time, I will serve without expectation. The next issue. A woman who lacks femininity in her behavior and a man who lacks masculinity in his behavior. We all come with both feminine and masculine energies. And if someone is in between these two, they need to clarify whether they want to be a woman or a man. It doesn't matter how they were born. I am not against them at all. And I am very supportive of them because these are a series of hormones that have changed in them, and they need to find themselves and love themselves. Everyone, in whatever way they were born, should love themselves and find their place in society. But I am talking about a woman who not only lacks feminine behavior, but also strips a man of his masculinity. I mean, a woman who is aggressive, a woman who is defensive, a woman who is violent, a woman who wants to control everything. She wants everything to be under her control. She takes away the masculinity from her husband. In fact, she says, "You sit aside, you're useless. I will take care of everything." And this causes the man to gradually lose his masculinity and to keep the peace. He remains silent and slowly becomes incapable of doing anything because he doesn't have the patience for arguments. A woman who loves herself is one who blossoms in her femininity, not one who steps into a man's shoes and then disrespects a man who has belittled himself, saying this man is useless. The man has become useless because his wife has made him so. And the same goes for men. Men who like doll-like women. After 2 or 3 years, they realize she has psychological issues. You were 60 years old and went and married a 25-year-old girl because you want to say that you're still in the market. You had neither intellectual compatibility nor cultural and educational understanding. She's in a different world. You're in a different world. Why did you go for a woman who only has beauty? You left your own wife for a doll-like woman. And then you get tired after a year. This man doesn't love himself. This man thinks of this situation like chocolate. It's a piece of chocolate he's taken. It's a bouquet of flowers he's carrying with him. But there's no spirit in this relationship. Very expensive salons, doing very strange makeovers, and demanding very luxurious trips. I did this to take advantage of this man, to use his wealth. But I had no love for him. But since our topic is self-love, I didn't love myself from the beginning because I am nothing, nothing at all, except for my makeup, except for my appearance, except for my body, except for my clothes. If I allow myself, I prefer to wear my clothes inside out so everyone can see what brand they are. A capable woman doesn't sell herself like this. A capable woman can dress very stylishly in a very cheap outfit without spending a lot of money to the person who arranges the display window. Meaning if I have money but no taste, I go and pay 3 times the price for someone else's taste from the display window. Additionally, I pay 10 times the price for the designer's name to attract attention to myself. This woman does not love her inner self This woman wants to show off with clothes. With the material things, she has the jewelry she wears, the places she goes, the car she drives. She is saying these are what define her. I used to arrange the displays for many designers myself. The fashion shows I had. That's one of my jobs, to combine something with something else and showcase it. The price would increase fivefold on the same day I displayed it, and sales would increase 50-fold. Because some people only love what's behind the display window. So the salaries we paid to those who arranged the display window were either given or being given. It's all because there are people who are paying their salaries. Try to have the power of creativity and don't place your values on a certain brand's bag, a designer's shoes, or a specific coat. Because all of these make you love yourself less. And men. A man who loves himself isn't looking for a younger woman who has nothing in her head just to show other men how beautiful his wife is. My wife is younger than all of yours. A man who loves himself isn't looking for a maid either. He's not looking for a cook either. A man spends the first 3 months just trying to understand what's going on in this woman's mind. And after 3 months, he starts to fall for this lady. And then he thinks about other things. But it's important to him. How this woman thinks, what her desires are, and what ideals she has that I want to pursue in the future. Are this woman's ideals the same as mine? Or will we soon go our separate ways after sex? A man who loves himself values his own character. He is kind, supportive, listens to the woman, and respects her wishes. And he is a provider. I don't know. He provides. He provides a comfortable life for his family. And how beautiful it is. In my opinion, it's so sexy. A man who gets up after a meal to help his wife, takes out the trash, washes the dishes, helps his wife. And this shouldn't become a chore. It should be natural between a man and a woman that today I'm not in the mood, I won't do it. And the other one does. It's not a duty. And the man does it because he says that I prefer everything to be clean sooner. So we can have quality time together. These things are very beautiful in a man who loves himself because the love he gives to his wife is genuine. But no man likes a clumsy woman. No man likes a woman who is too powerful, always takes the lead, raises her voice, and is contentious. A man looks for a kind woman because from the beginning, he has loved his mother and has experienced kindness, or even those who haven't experienced it are seeking it. And he sees the embodiment of affection in a woman. And when a woman loses this, because she is worried about her future. The patriarchal and matriarchal societies that have these consequences separate us from ourselves. And it separates us from the love for ourselves. So always seek what I want and find someone whose goals align with mine. Imagine when you fall in love and go to your friend to announce that you are in love with someone. What do you talk about? You say the person is so honest, so lovable, so kind, doesn't know how to lie at all, so pure, surprises me with things without expecting anything in return just to make me happy, and gets happy for my happiness, and thousands of other qualities. We've all felt at some point that we're in love with a man or a woman, and we see these qualities in them. And after a few years, we completely forget about it because the love was fake. We fooled ourselves. But when you talk about someone with these virtues, you are terrified of sin. They don't lie. They don't hold grudges. They don't envy. They don't compete. They are a good person. That's why I fell in love with them. Well, bring those qualities into yourself. The reason you don't truly love yourself is that you don't have those characteristics and you're lying to yourself. So, whatever you think you're lacking, start writing it down for yourself from today. There's no need for me or anyone else to know. Let's be honest with each other and say that I have these flaws within myself. That's why I have expectations from others. I complain about my life. I'm really sorry. And I blame others for my own misfortunes. From today, I will try to be the person I want my partner to be, and I will see all those qualities in myself. I think this discussion is very long, and we still have a lot to talk about with each other on this matter. But if I want to sum it up, if I want to bring it to an end, it is that. Have you ever truly loved yourself, tasted the feeling of, I love myself? I am a pure person. I have not sinned. I have not brought anyone down. I have tried to help as much as I can without expecting anything in return. Do you affirm these things within yourself? Does it even matter how I or others think? Do I have these qualities within myself? If I do, I should be proud of myself, and I have no problem, because nothing happens outside of me. What happens in my life, I have created myself. And if I don't have it, and until today, I didn't know what my problem was, or I knew and lied to myself, from today, I will try to be kinder, worry less about my future, spend less time dwelling on my past sorrows, complain less to others, and stop blaming them for my misfortunes. And from today, as an independent and free person, I neither control anyone nor let anyone control me. I will build the foundations of my life based on different principles, simpler clothes, less makeup, fewer luxuries, but a richer inner self. I give myself love and unconditional love, just as I love my child. Forgive them and wish the best for them. And when I have this within me, that's when we become infinitely enriched. It means we open our hearts and see endless love, and that love settles in people's hearts. That is true love. That love gives energy to you and me. It elevates our spirits, and we experience the true meaning of life in the sweetest way. Today, I entrust you to my God and kiss the pure and beautiful hearts of all of you. Leave your comments. Hear from me about how much you are working on yourself to give true love to yourself first and then to others. I kiss your heart. Have a happy and cheerful day. Until the next video, may God protect you.